Okay, so I wanted to film the custom bulletin board that we'll be doing for the office. And this is the layout. So this is just some corrugated plastic underneath. We set the tiles out just to make sure that we were fairly centered on this board. So now we're just gonna mark the edges, and then we are going to take these off. I'll show you the board, exactly what it looks like. And then we are just going to liquid nail these to the backing. That's what the cork company suggested. Okay, so this is the board, and it is 36 by 96, so it's pretty large. And we've marked the corners here just to make sure that we're centered when we go to put these back on, and just using basic liquid nail. I'll have to keep y'all posted on how this works because I've mentioned in previous videos that I just really wanted a large bulletin board, and I wasn't able to find anything big enough for what I wanted that wasn't extremely expensive. It's about to drip. Okay, so the first tile is down. We're just gonna repeat this for the remaining tiles, and I forget how many tiles we ended up using for this 36 by 96 board. I'll count here in a second and I'll let you know. And here is the final product. Overall looks really good. It's a really large cork board, and I think overall probably it ended up costing maybe $250 versus $500 or $600 that I found for larger bulletin boards, but boards that still weren't this big. So this is roughly 36 by 96. We're gonna allow it to dry, and then hopefully by the end of the day today we can get it hung. Okay, and here it is. We've just got it temporarily hung to make sure we were level, and it turned out even better than I expected. I'm very, very pleased. What we did find out were that these cork tiles aren't perfectly rectangle, so they were a little bit off, but no big deal. It'll be covered with things anyways, but we're gonna finish hanging it and I'll show you the final product. And here is the final result. I'm so happy with it. I should also mention that we let the liquid nail dry overnight. So here's the corrugated plastic that we adhered it to. Once I get everything pinned to it, you'll never even see the edges. They're pretty discreet anyway. But overall, so happy with it. I chose these brass washers and the brass screws just because they'll probably be covered up, but that's just what I wanted. And you can see that this is slightly different cork than, say, cork that you would get on a pre-assembled board. I think this is called the C-Cork wall tile from Amcork. And what did we say, Tommy? It's 97 by...
94 by 47.
94 by 47. So it is a huge bulletin board. Anyways, I am very, very pleased with it. And if you are looking for a cheaper way to make a very large bulletin board, try this method. I should also mention that it would be very easy to put a frame or some edge pieces around it if you wanted to do that were just nailed into the wall, but I think I like it just as is. I'll fill it up with a lot of my favorite things, and I will show you once I get everything pinned to it.
Hey y'all, so as you can see behind me, the bulletin board is up. I have been filming this video bits and pieces. It's taken us about a week to get this bulletin board done. It had to dry for a little bit longer than expected, but it's up and all of the art is below it and on the copper table below that. So I am getting ready to just take after the bulletin board and put up all the pretty things, which is what I've been waiting for most. But I'm also excited to announce that I did get the curtain rod in today. And so when Tommy gets home from work, he'll be helping me hang that as well as the curtains. So I'm really excited about that. I want to turn around and show you the curtain rod itself. And then I have a box of Goodwill finds that I have had sitting in the office for a couple days now, and I'll show you that.
Okay, so a little bit hard to see because it's wrapped in plastic. However, it is a lucite rod. I went with, of course, brass rings, and I went with really simple end finials that will just cap the ends there. And, you know, there's really not a lot to it. It's a pretty basic curtain rod. It was just a custom length, so we had to have it cut. Here are the drapes that I'm really excited about. I really love the pattern on here. These are, for those of you that don't know, these are vintage that I found at a local antique store, and I had them split in two because it was one really, really large drapery. So had them split, got them dry cleaned, and when Tommy gets home from work, we can hang them, and they're gonna go right over there. I'll have to move these pictures over just a little bit as well. And then Goodwill. So I might have gone to Goodwill when I had a little bit of time in between some things at work. I got this studio pottery. You know I'm a sucker for studio pottery. I do sell a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace as well, so not all of this stuff is for me. And I also do some arrangements for some local places, and I buy containers for those as well. So this brass container will probably end up being an arrangement. I'll show you this. A lot of people had asked about a lot of the Mexican trees of life. This is something that's similar to that, except for it's not a candle holder. Again, found it at Goodwill. This heavy older crock pot with the flower motif most definitely will house a flower arrangement at some point. Just cool green glass vase. I know there's a name for that and I can't remember what it is. This hand-painted Asian-inspired small pitcher, also flower arrangement. I like to get things from Goodwill that are cheap and are different containers than what you would typically see arrangements in. Last thing was this other handmade studio pottery container. And I also got this for my desk. I really loved that pink. Yes. It could be for flower arrangements, but it will be for tissues. So that's the Goodwill find. Let me go ahead and get this stuff put back up, and then we will get started on getting this process started over here. I'm so excited. Here is just a little bit of a close-up of the things that I will be hanging. This is a Fritz shoulder print. If it's weird, I like it. And this is obviously very weird. I love the ice cream cone. Love the horns. It's obviously Native American, so I love that. Here are a bunch of tear outs of inspiration from magazines.
I'm one of those people that likes to keep magazines, and I keep them because there's inspo pics in them, and then I never go back and relook at them. So I tear the pages of inspo out that I want, and then I get rid of the magazine. So all of this art is an option, and many of you did mention when I did one of the other clips that, or excuse me, it was actually one of the other videos, the office update video that I posted a couple weeks ago. But these were propped up under the cork board and on this table, and that was on purpose. Things will be leaning up against this board, not only hanging on it. But these are some of the options. I just have some cool art, some paint samples, old pictures, and other relatively small art. I will be hanging not only inspo paper pictures and things like that, but I will be hanging small art on the wall as well. So let's just get started. Okay, and so this is what I have hung up so far. This will change, I'm certain, a million times. And these are just a collection of things that I've had on other bulletin boards, family pictures, random prints, random small pieces of art. I have a thing with art and photographs with people smoking. I don't know what it is. I do not smoke, but there's just something about photographs and art when it has those images of someone smoking in it. I just want it. So anyways, I am done for now with this, and I have a lot more magazines in the basement, and we are actually in the process of cleaning the basement out. And so we're cleaning the basement out because we have a basement project that was actually supposed to start tomorrow, but it's actually going to start on Thursday now. So they're a day behind. We're actually waterproofing the basement. Just peace of mind. Our other basement was pretty waterproofed, and this one will be totally waterproofed. So we're very excited about that. We are going to be completely transforming the downstairs basement, and I look forward to that. And so I'm waiting for Tommy to get home so we can then hang the curtain rods, and then we can go down and finish cleaning out the basement. And it's gonna be 107 degrees here tomorrow, and we're having to have our downstairs HVAC system in the basement taken apart so that they can do that waterproofing job. And so I'm not super upset that they're a day behind because it buys us an extra day. The following day is actually going to be like 103, I think, but it's certainly better than 107 with no downstairs AC. So anyways, I will film when Tommy gets home, us hanging the curtains, and I'll show you the final product once we get the curtains hung. Tommy just got the new rod hung, and I'm getting ready to put the curtains on. So this is really hard to see in a video, but we did go to right here above the window, which isn't necessarily ideal, but it's hard to see in the video, but this immediately starts to curve up after this piece of molding. So it wasn't plausible to put it any further above the window. So it's acrylic rod with brass hardware.
Okay, so this one hook that is on the end of this is in a different direction, so we're gonna have to go get something to bend that really quick. I didn't notice that beforehand, but this side over here is good. We'll bend that hook and hang that one last hook on the ring. Sorry, couldn't think of the word. Okay, Tommy got that hook fixed and we got it hung, and this is the final look. I'm so happy with these. For those of you that may not know or may not remember, I purchased these at a antique store here locally. They were one giant curtain. I had them split into two, and I just really loved. They're like a light blush color, and they're floral. And there is much debate on whether this is bark cloth. It's a very kind of satiny, silky material. It's very soft. It's very flexible. So I'm not sure what material it is, but regardless, I do like it. I did leave them the original length. I wanted that bunched up look on the floor. These are also weighted at the bottom as well. I did not have the weights put in. They were already like that. So just in case I wanted to use them somewhere else in the future, I decided to leave them that length and go with a bunched up look on the floor in here. I'm sure there's a term for that, but I don't know what it is. But overall, just very happy with these. I think for the price that I got them at and getting them split, they were still significantly cheaper than going out and buying or getting custom curtains made. So I think these look fairly custom, and they probably were custom for somebody at some point. But that is the office with the drapes. I'll continue to be working on the office just because it'll be a never-ending process. I'm not happy with the cork board, but over time, as I get more things to put up there, I think it'll really start to take shape. And one other thing is, this cord down here is the cord that goes to my computer. And when I had put down the rug, I didn't notice the rug had a small slit in it. I didn't put it there. It was already there. So we went ahead and flipped the rug around because I knew I wanted the office in this orientation. And so that was already there. So I just ordered a really thin extension cord off Amazon. And it lays flat underneath there. The cord cover covers everything up. And you can't even tell where it runs until you get right there. So pretty happy with that because that was my big debate on having the office in this orientation, but it just happened to work out. So yeah, I would never ever put a hole in a rug, but since this was already there, I decided to go ahead and take advantage of it, and it just happened to be almost in the perfect spot. It could have obviously been maybe a little bit more that way, but it works. So I still have a lot of work to do on the shelves. I really haven't done anything, and we need to go down and work on some basement stuff. I will be moving these over just a touch, but that is a project for a different day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would greatly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And as always, I will keep you up to date with anything that changes here in the office. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you later. Bye.